Hey everyone, in this video we're going to talk about how to install Python packages so that we could use additional libraries other than just those that were pre-installed when we had previously installed Anaconda. So to start off, let's go ahead and open up our Anaconda Navigator. This was demonstrated in the last video for how to install. Over on the left-hand side, we could go over to our environments, and off the top, we're going to be in our base or our root environment. For the most part, you probably only are going to have one environment unless you specifically had installed an additional environment as well. So on the right-hand side within our base environment, we can now see all of the packages and libraries pre-installed with Anaconda or that are already installed onto our environment. If we go to not installed, we can see the libraries now that are not installed in this specific environment. So if we want to install a new library, let's say we want to install this APR library, we can go ahead and check it. And now below my video on the bottom right hand side, you should see a button that says apply. We can go ahead and click this button and it will download this library now into this base or this root environment. So intuitively, this is a pretty easy way to install packages. It's a nice user interface. With that being said, I've found that this download process can sometimes be a little bit slower than some other download processes that I'm about to show you next. So another way we can install Python packages, in my preference, is through the terminal. So if you're in a Windows computer, you can open up the command prompt, Anaconda Navigator. If you're on a Mac, you can open up a new terminal window. And once we've opened up a new terminal, there's a couple different commands now that we can use to search and download for Python packages. So you'll see we have the pip, which is the native Python command for installing and searching for packages. And then we have the conda command, which is an Anaconda specific approach to installing packages. Now with Anaconda, with the conda command, it will also update dependencies in Python versions. You may or may not want this when you install a specific package, so you need to take that into account when deciding between installing through pip or through conda. My preference typically is to install packages through conda install. So first of all, we can search for libraries through conda search. In this case, I'm going to search for NumPy, and this will output all the different versions of NumPy available based on different Python versions out there. I'm going to clear this from my terminal. And now if we want to actually install NumPy or any library not currently installed in this environment, we can do that through conda install NumPy. So conda space install space library name, in this case NumPy. So it's going to ask you yes or no. Are you sure that you want to install or proceed? I'm going to type Y and hit enter. And now it's going out to the web to install that library and bring the contents of that library down onto my computer. So it's very possible that the author or authors of the library make updates as time goes on. You are going to only have this specific version of NumPy that you downloaded at that time. So if we want to make an update to NumPy later on down the road, we could say conda update library name, and in this case we'll update NumPy. Again, it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to proceed? Yes. And now I've updated my my NumPy version. So finally, if we want to see a list of all of our libraries in this specific environment, we could use conda list, and it's going to print out all of the libraries now that I have installed in my base environment. So we've just installed library now into my base environment, my root environment. For whatever reason that you have multiple environments, this was demonstrated again in my last video, we can go over to that other environment that we want to install a package into. And through this play button, I'm going to open up a new terminal specific to Python 2. And you see now I have Python 2 written here. This terminal or Anaconda prompt, if you're on a Windows, is specific to now this Python 2 environment. And now when we install a package, conda install NumPy, if I were to go ahead and do this, this is going to install specifically into my Python 2 environment. So, if you have multiple environments in your Anaconda Navigator, you need to be aware of which environment you're installing libraries into. The nice thing about having different environments is that you can have libraries specific to your Python 2 environment and other libraries specific to your base environment, which might be Python 3. So one final way that we can install libraries is through our Jupyter Notebook. I'm going to go ahead and do that through Jupyter Notebook. So remember, in Anaconda Navigator, we could go either in our environments, we could go through our play button and say open with Jupyter. So I'm going to open up my base. This is Python 3 for me. So if I hit the play button, I can say open with Jupyter Notebook. Or if I go to my home tab, make sure you're on your base up here in the drop down, and you could launch Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is going to launch in our browser. And I'm going to go to my desktop. In this case, let's go ahead and make a new Python 3 notebook. And two of which ways we can install throughout Jupyter Notebook, again through pip or conda install. To do this, we could use built-in magic functions in Jupyter. A magic function starts with an exclamation point, and we could say pip install numpy. Go ahead and hit shift enter to run, or we could hit the run button up on the top to run this command. And now this is the pip way of installing a library through your Jupyter Notebook. Through Anaconda, we could say conda install --yes numpy. We need to specify this --yes when we use the conda install, because conda asks you yes or no, are you sure that you want to install this package? This yes here will verify, yes, I do want to install the package. On the flip side, you could put in no here. Wouldn't really make sense to do that in that case. So we can go ahead and run this as well. That shift return, or we could hit the run button up on the top, and this is still downloading. We could see over on the left-hand side where we have the asterisks. So that was already installed, so it didn't take too long. All requested packages already installed. So I've just showed you 3 different ways we can install libraries now in Python. One is through the Anaconda Navigator in your environments. The other is through your terminal or your Anaconda Navigator. And then finally, the third way was through installing them directly into Jupyter Notebook. So it doesn't really matter which way, for the most part, how you install your libraries. I tend to stick through an installation in my terminal, but find what's best for you. And in our next video, we'll start using some of these libraries now to start introducing some data analysis and data science in Python. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe and like for more content to come, and make sure you let me know what kind of content you're looking forward to in future videos. So thanks a lot.